I'll tell you, what about Rory?
He come back.
So close.
Classic too little,
Great
too late.
round.
He's done that before, hasn't he?
Yes. God, but
In
he
big
shot.
tournaments?
Yeah, he has. But he shot 64. And, man, if they
Shot of the day.
on 18?
Although his playing partner, that Morikawa, had an
Morikawa, yeah.
They're
amazing
with him.
shot.
Both out of the dirt.
Man, I'll tell you, if Rory had if they played 3 more holes, who knows? He might have. Dang.
Have mercy, that Scheffler is so steady.
Steady as a rock.
And young, 25.
Absolutely.
That's the thing about golf. I mean, if you watch it enough, sometimes guys just can't miss.
He was on fire the whole week.
Yeah, the whole month, or actually the whole year for him.
And I never heard his name really until my wife said Scheffler is supposed to win the thing. And I was like, who? What? And his
Your wife.
Yeah, I came in. Yeah. I came in.
What's happened to you, man?
I don't know.
Your ass used to be beautiful.
I walked in Thursday, and she goes, "Who's Scotty Scheffler?" And I said, "It's the kid that delivers the paper."
Little Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler from down the road. You know Scotty. Sure. And she goes, no. He's like a really great golfer. I said, I think I know golf. Okay, I think I know what golf is. Yeah. She goes, well, who are the great golfers? I was like, well, Tiger and Phil.
Jack.
Arnold.
Gary.
Yeah.
Ben.
Tom.
Old Tom.
Old Tom, new Tom. Weiskopf.
That's right.
Johnny Miller.
Guy Berger.
Al
Strange.
Guy Berger. I was like, I know golf.
Woosnam.
She said, this was Thursday. I hadn't even watched it yet. And she says, Scotty Scheffler's supposed to win this thing. I said, well, we'll just see. Scotty Scheffler is.
You bet. Okay.
You just stick to your mending and sewing and cleaning.
Put your rouge on. Go let men folk do men.
Pat her on the head when you walk by.
So I mansplained to her how golf works.
Good.
Okay, I told her how it was. Well, then the Masters comes on. There's Jim Nance. And here's young phenom Scotty Scheffler. And there I am sitting there watching it.
She put her glasses on the end of her nose and look up at you.
And he's won like 3 of the last 5 tournaments he's entered.
Yeah.
Then he goes into the Masters and immediate bam.
Yeah.
His third Masters, isn't it, that he's played in? This one?
Yes. And, far and away, clearly was the best player. And when it got tight on Sunday, and the guy from Australia, Cam Smith, which I also didn't know who he was. She goes, who's this guy? I said, that looks like a groundskeeper.
What's he doing out there?
I said, he must be fixing the gopher holes
Probably
up.
playing with a shovel and a hoe.
I said, I said, don't worry about this guy. He's not getting close. Well, he got really close there within one shot on the third hole.
For a minute.
And, they were saying, well, Scheffler's starting, he's uneasy here to start. He had 2 pars, but he scrambled to get one of them at least. And then he hits that one in on number 3, that chip in. And Cam Smith bogeys that hole, and all of a sudden it's a 3-shot lead again. And then Scheffler was as steady as he could be from then on. And never even blinked. And then double bogeyed the last hole, but was up by 5 already. Yeah, it didn't matter. But, that was pretty good stuff to watch him do.
I wish there was a little more drama on Sunday.
Me too.
As just a golf fan.
Yeah, I was hoping it would get really close, but it just never did. You knew as soon as Cam Smith hit it in the water on 12, it's like, well, that's it. Yeah,
I watched a lot of it this weekend, and I was playing a game while I was watching. It's how far can Tiger get behind before they stop talking about him?
Never.
And there's no number too big. It's amazing because 10 shots down, amazing. Great shot by Tiger. 13 down. I've never seen him play like this before. 50 shots down. He's a warrior. I'm like, if y'all don't get it, get out of here, bro. I'm done with it. He's so tired. I'm like, yeah, he just had a car wreck 6 months ago. No wonder he's tired. He's not supposed to be out there.
4 days of hell for BB Shea.
That must have been awful.
He just won't give up.
Your worst nightmare. He plays. He's not even close to the leaderboard. They show every shot anyway.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's because he's the only one. And let me ask you all this. This is golf now. This is golf. I feel like the PGA has got some trouble when he finally gives it up in 5 or 6 years. Let's say, okay, I'm not going to play anymore, Tiger, because all it is about is him. It's like the ratings go way up if he plays, and if he doesn't, it's like nobody sees Scotty.
But don't you think they've dug that hole themselves? Don't you think that they maybe, if they would have shined some light on somebody else, maybe we could look forward to seeing Jordan Spieth or Rory McIlroy do well?
But you could argue that they had their chances, but they couldn't keep it together.
That's right.
McIlroy, Spieth, these guys were great.
Yeah. That's the great thing about. That's the thing about Tiger and Nicklaus.
Yeah,
sustained excellence for years, and some others, of course, from the past. Because they'll bubble up Brooks Koepka for 2 years. He's unbelievable.
Couldn't miss.
Jordan Spieth for a year. Oh, he's the next Tiger. They go back down. Tiger to sustain it for as long as he has. or had for a long time. That's what makes them great. That's I had to mansplain this to my wife.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
DeChambeau was interesting, but he can't play Augusta.
No.
Exactly. And
To me, he's an interesting guy to watch.
oh, totally. But he can't play Augusta. He's Dustin Johnson will all of a sudden be great and then go back down. And my wife said, "Do you think Scotty Scheffler is going to be great for a long time?" And I said, "What you just said.
It's so hard.
Probably not. Probably a year or two he'll be on fire, and then that will be that." But
that's what golf looks for. That's what they're waiting on. They're waiting for the next phenom, for the next person that can keep it up there and win tournament after tournament.
Well, they want the
tournament.
next Tiger.
They want the next Tiger.
But there is no other. I mean, he's that good. It'll probably be 20 years from now before they find another Tiger.
Yeah, one every generation.
And plus, he was so great, and he was very interesting off the course. I mean, he had some things happen with him that really piqued interest off the course. Plus, he's a comeback story.
And he's African American.
Exactly. He brought all types of minorities to the game, and he had all those troubles with his wife, what Biggie calls the incident, with the injuries, and then he came back and won the Masters a couple of years ago.
Good or bad, like him or not, I mean, those things off the course do make him interesting.
Now,
I mean, car wrecks where he almost dies.
But look at how many more people this weekend saw Scotty Scheffler that wouldn't have seen Scotty Scheffler had Tiger skipped the Masters because they wouldn't have watched. They wouldn't have been there watching.
Some of the players like it when he's there, though, because it takes the spotlight off of them.
Yeah, I think they probably do.
There's not as much sweat on them.
Last year's champion, Hideki Matsuyama, was teeing off on 12. This reminded me of I myself sometimes I'll have a coughing fit. Have you ever, Chris Demm has witnessed this.
I've seen it. I think with medication, you've gotten yours more under control.
Yeah, I take your
allergy stuff.
I take a Zyrtec because I've had terrible allergies for a long time, and I would cough and sneeze, especially during the spring.
Oh, sure.
I really had to my wife kept telling me to take my allergy medication when COVID was a big deal, because you go coughing at COVID time. They just people
no excuses.
No, exactly.
I'm glad you still have a mother figure.
Honey,
a grown man not knowing to take his medication.
Sometimes I skip in the mornings
because
so rushed in the mornings. And
don't you sit in the toilet for 10 minutes?
I have to. That has to be done.
Not for business purposes.
That's waking up time.
That's waking up time.
Just sitting there with your elbows making divots in your knees.
He calls it getting it together. It's his get-together time.
I have to get it together.
Shake it off.
Exactly. There's so much to be done. And so I get up, and if I need to save 8 seconds, I'll skip my allergy medication, my Zyrtec. Well, during COVID time, she said, you need to take your allergy medication because now you become a pariah if you cough.
Right, if you're coughing.
People are watching.
So since then, I've done it. Well, Hideki Matsuyama is on 12, which is like the hole at the Masters. That cost Cam Smith any chance at the title. And he's getting ready to tee off. And this, I have to commend this patron, this fan who was behind Matsuyama.
We don't call them fans.
This patron who was behind Matsuyama, because he was able to stifle a cough until Matsuyama swung the club. Now we're going to hear the swing, whoosh, and then the cough. See if you can pick it up.
It's a good start. Judging by those eyes, we're right on line. That's the thing. If it holds up in the breeze, usually carries.
The sound of the microphone at the end was the fan collapsing.
Yeah.
The patron.
That microphone right by the tee box. When you have a little pimento cheese go down the wrong way.
Wrong pipe.
Azalea get stuck in there.
Something, man. That pollen count's high. That ragweed and the pollen down there.
All over the place.
Man, he was. Isn't it the worst though when you're like in a theater and
Or church.
A church.
Oh, it is awful.
It's the worst.
And you cannot stop coughing, and you think the whole world is watching
And
you.
they are.
Yeah, they are thinking, who's this idiot? Yeah. Charles Schwartzel.
Please.
I have an anecdote about Charles. He finished in the top 10. I think he shot even par at the Masters.
When you think of South African golfers, he's one of them.
Definitely top 4. Yeah.
There's no goosing, though, is there?
Well, Retief.
No.
Gary
Player.
Els.
And Ernie
Els.
Oosthuizen.
Ooh, Louis. Is he from South Africa?
Oostie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's top
10.
Yeah. So Charles Schwartzel won the Masters about 10 or 12 years ago, 2011, something like that. He won it, and his story afterwards was, this is my anecdote. Charles Schwartzel, after he played his first Master, he did not win it. He was sitting in the clubhouse having a sandwich, and Jack Nicklaus walked in with a big entourage around him. And somebody said to Nicholas, how did you play such and such shot? And Nicholas said, well, on the first hole, I like to do this on the drive and then do it this way and such and such. And then Nicholas just started going through hole after hole of exactly how he played the golf course. And Schwartzel was hearing it, but wasn't part of the conversation. So he grabbed a napkin and started jotting the stuff down, overhearing what Nicholas was saying. And the next year he won it because he did all of what Nicholas had said. Like all these little tricks around the golf course that Nicholas knew. Because he thought to himself, here's probably the greatest player ever at this golf course telling me how to hit shots on almost every hole of the golf course. So he overheard it and wrote down everything Nicholas said on a napkin. And he's never...
Guy's watching it. He's writing down everything you say, Jack.
Who is that guy?
He just keeps eating that sandwich forever.
Probably
18 holes?
He's probably from South Africa. He goes through every hole.
This one's called Red Bud.